I was just looking at some stats, and I went to this group here, this here page, the guest information, and the first thing I noticed is that teens are thirsty. This makes sense. But also there's guest thoughts and stuff, and people are relatively happy. I've been hovering at about 1,000 guests. I haven't been doing anything, so that makes sense. But the average happiness is very, very high, and really the only problems they have is that they don't want to queue that long to go on the roller coasters, which I guess is okay, if somewhat unrealistic. But anyway, my staff is relatively happy, not messing with them too much. I'm going to finish this research that we were doing here, that I was doing here. And we're going to build some coasters. We've got plenty of types. There's a lot of types in this game, apparently, because we can still research 2 additional ones, and they keep giving me ones when I research them. And we have all of these already. So that's a thing. Track inverts, riders don't. We're not going to make that. We're going to make the rival. And the reason we're going to make the rival is for reasons unbeknownst to me. What kind of pre-builds do we have, actually? Not really a whole lot of pre-builds, to be honest. But anyway, we're going to make this one. This is the one I have decided on. And I would like it to start that way. Actually, if I start it here, we're kind of limited on like the direction we can go. So I'm tempted to have it go this way. I gotta be careful about the coaster back there, so I think we'll probably start it here. And then I'm gonna have to build another coaster at some point, and we'll probably just have it on the other side going up in terms of the screen. But anyway, what do we have? We have chain lift, block sections. Let's make it 8 meters so it doesn't look so ridiculous at the start there. So what are our requirements here? This is gonna be one of our big ones. So at most 4 nausea, it has to be 1,000 meters long. Let's say it has to go fast, and it needs a very, very tall drop, which means that chain's going to have to go faster than it is currently going. Do I even want this to be the one that's a 100-meter drop? Well, before I do that, actually, we have essentially unlimited money. What other coasters do we have? We have the Digitizer, not the Digitizer, sorry, the Hypercoaster, but that doesn't invert. Got the Pioneer. We also got the Black Falcon. That, I think, that's the one that has the motor. I think the Black Falcon is the one that hangs, which would involve some ridiculous fear if they're that high up. So I think we might actually use this one for the really tall one. The supports required to hold this coaster 100 meters in the air are actually kind of ridiculous. Is this the one? Drive tires, block section, trim brakes. I guess maybe it's not. I thought it was. Well, let's take both of these up to 100 meters because I've already pre-built it at this point. And then down to 0. And then how far? I can go straight down. What about this one, though? Because straight down is going to involve breaking some necks at some point, probably. That one can also go straight down. Just imagine being the poor guy that has to walk up the stairs. Or the poor people who have to walk down the stairs when that thing inevitably breaks. Well, you know what? Just delete this one for now, then. If we need to build another coaster, we'll build another coaster. But you should probably start the test on this thing, because it takes it 9 hours to get up here, doesn't it? Which is going to involve very little excitement and fear for a long time. Look at it. Look at the fear go, though. I'm tempted to actually Can I have it straight for a little bit and then drop it like a rock? What kind of rolls and stuff do we have? Just the standard. I can't do a snake dive because as much as I want to do a snake dive, it has to have some speed, some little tiny bit of speed in order to get that going. But you know what, actually? So that's 45, and then to 0. And then we can snake dive. I really want to make a snake dive, alright? Leave me alone. Snake dive left. And then we're going real fast down here. It needs a 100-meter drop, though. And that's not a 100-meter drop. I forgot about that little tidbit information. So we... Whoa, dear. Don't do that. Please don't flip them over. So we need a ridiculous drop here. And we need a much smoother out than that. See, if I don't... I wish there was a smaller curve. We'll just do this. It's gonna take me a second, hold on. If I make it longer, let's make it like 12 meters long. The controls to make it do that are a little bit weird. Sometimes I confuse myself with the controls, it's alright. So that last one was 45, I think, but then it has to go out like that, and that's gonna probably break someone's neck. Is it at the top? Where is it? There it is. Speed it up. Slow it down. The fear rises, and then it stops rising. No, that fear, though. Going straight vertical apparently induces a lot of fear. Who would have guessed? Let's make it 10 meters. 10 meters should be fine. He says. It actually is fine. We'll just even it out, and then we gotta do something ridiculously big to burn off speed. Probably not a loop, but we'll see. Unless we can make a ginormous 45, that's not nearly large enough. Sidewinder's pretty big. Takes so long just to get up that hill, it's ridiculous. They're going to be going really fast, and there's going to be a lot of nausea at the bottom of this. Oof. All right, well, there's a ton of nausea there, so we're gonna have to be pretty careful with the nausea from the rest of this. That's a really cool loop, actually. I have to let it auto tunnel. Really small tunnel. But it won't because the trees. How big can I make this? Apologies for the frame rate every time I let this thing auto tunnel. That's the edge of the map, though. Which means we can't make it that big, actually. We'd have to do something like this, but again, the freaking trees are in the way, and I can't move the trees while I'm building, which is unfortunate, but... Whoa, not you. You. Stop grabbing the same trees. Okay. You. Edit. Whatever it was I was building before. Was it a loop? Or was it a roll? I think it was, yeah, it was this. There it goes, that big as it goes. Yep. Where's my coaster? This is a reasonable question. I think it's on the climb. Yeah, reset. Gotta wait to see what it does here. Hopefully this isn't a lot of nausea. We're gonna have to have really low nausea for like the rest of this ride. Oh, that's too much nausea. All right, well, as it turns out, flatten you out, stop auto tunneling. If I just do some trim brakes, or is it no, it's trim brakes. Very little deceleration, and then, was it dive loop I was doing? Yeah, I think. If it wasn't, it's what I'm doing now. And then a bow tie, but we have to auto screw up the terrain again. Which is unfortunate, but I can just fill that in later. Whoa, that's not what I meant to click. God dang it. I reset the test, didn't it? Yeah. Freaking, what's the hotkey for that? Oh. Are you going? There it is. Takes it a really long time to get to the top of this, and that nausea is actually rising on the way up too. And then a ridiculous amount of fear. And a lot of nausea because it inverts there. And a lot of nausea because it inverts there. We're just going too fast. Like forever too fast. Just gonna have a somewhat comical number of those things. We'll do that. A little bit more space. We do this. But I have to see what its nausea level is doing. The fear's really high too, which is having really high fear. Let's see, now it's just not going fast enough. Having really high fear, as far as I'm aware, lowers the excitement rating at the end as well. That's only one extra. Is that all it really takes? I hate how long it takes to get up here. Okay. I think we actually hit 10 fear at some point there. Lots of nausea from braking. Just barely gets over the top of that, so I have to be aware of how little speed it has now. But it's looking pretty good towards the end here. If I want to do a loop back that way somehow. Incline? I could do this. That's a sweet looking loop. Not gonna lie, that's actually pretty cool. Does it work? I don't know. Somehow we need to start going back that way though. Corkscrew? Corkscrew goes down. Corkscrew that way, and then inline roll. Inline roll exit, that's what I want. Or exit right, exit left. No, exit right. Okay. Anyway, where's the coaster? Oh, it's dropping. That's what it's doing. The braking there causes quite a lot of nausea. So I may actually tune those brakes to be a little bit less deceleration, because 5 meters a second is actually quite a lot. It'll up the speed through here, which might be bad though. We'll see. So does it have the speed here? It has almost no speed there, which means it's not going to have a lot of speed here. Yeah, it loses basically all excitement, so we got to drop it again. 56, 33, 0. And it should be able to take that easily enough. Let's edit this stuff. Let's make it 4. That'll give it more speed through here too, so. Now I want to continue building from here, please. There we go. Okay, back to doing stuff. That bow tie is real cool, but I don't know about that. We could go underground. Nah. Hammerhead? Maybe? Like a really small hammerhead? And then another incline loop? No. Straight piece, and then an incline. Alright, let's see what that looks like here. They're dropping, slowing down. Nausea still goes, I think the nausea actually goes higher. I'm not sure. Fear's up there though. We have to have, was it at most? Oh, at most 5 fear. So that might not actually be happening with this coaster unless we burn off a lot of stats at the end here without losing excitement. Man, inversions make people real nauseous. Alright, let's speed the game up so that this thing can actually get over here faster. Something like that, straight piece. If loop that way. Gotta be careful because friction. In a perfect world, it will be able to go to the same height it started at, but friction plus I braked, so. So it can make that. Let's just do a normal turn. And we want them to have negative G's. It's a really long turn, I'm not gonna lie. Which is gonna burn some excitement off, probably. Oh no, they're actually fairly excited through that entire turn. Alright, well. Do we want to do like a incline? No, vertical loop. Vertical loop right. How much speed does it have? Does it have enough to get through that? I don't think it will. This is a lot of inversions, good lord. It does not have enough to get through that. So let's make it smaller. We could do another chain lift like halfway through here to burn off a lot of stats, because I think it uses averages. And then we could just have a slow drop off of it instead of a 90-degree drop, because 90-degree drops are what kills people. It still can't reach over that. That's already a pretty small loop here. Let's do a chain lift. Not a terribly high chain lift. Fairly casual. Keep the speed low, actually. And then we do a drop for some speed. What am I lined up with here? I'm actually lined up with the track, aren't I? It's because we're angled? It is angled. I don't want to turn it here because, you know, death and all of that jazz. I go straight and then angle it here. I don't know. Is that too much speed for this? It looks alright, actually. We got a bit of a predicle here. Predicle. That's a word. Look it up. Don't actually look it up. It'll make me look like an idiot. Let's flatten that out. Man, that's going like right over that. And you know what? We'll have a block section. Target speed 20, release speed fast. And I don't want to decelerate it very much, so. And then just auto-complete it. That actually needs to be on a decline. There we go. Does it even have the speed at that point to do that without drive tires? Let's find out. It's stuck somewhere, isn't it? Oh, nope, that's the climb. That angle's too much. Let's see, 6 excitement. That's not enough excitement to reach either of those. But it meets the fear and nausea requirements. It's definitely long enough, good lord. Average speed of 35, it should easily meet that. It doesn't actually meet that. And the biggest drop's only 85 meters. That's only 85 meters. Flattens out at 12. Well, it's obviously not 100, but it shouldn't be 80. Make that 3. And up that speed. What does that turn it into? It takes so long to complete this. 150 seconds almost. Well, I can't do anything about the biggest drop. So this one is just straight up not going to complete. So let's try and hit 30 mile per hour averages here without breaking people's necks, which it's going real fast here. In fact, it doesn't even need that chain lift anymore, does it? Ooh. That may be too fast. Actually, no. What? 6 nausea meets 1,000 meters, it meets. That excitement is so close, but it doesn't meet the fear anymore. It also doesn't meet the drop. So 7 excitement, at most 4 nausea, it meets that. And 8 inversions, does it meet that? Has 8 inversions exactly, apparently. Well, let's just go ahead and we're done here. Let's open this thing up. Place our entrance. I don't even know how we're going to get people onto and off of this ride because there is a roller coaster right there. I mean, technically we don't even have to, so. You know what, actually? No. We're going up. No, apparently slightly more up than that. Here we go. That's the queue. Let's put the normal path over here. We're basically just gonna follow this if we can manage to line that up together. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite line up properly, but that'll do fine. And then fix this. No. No. I hate this, by the way. I want straight. It's good enough. Whatever. Open it. I don't care. Fucking 15 bucks. There you go. Have fun. Oh, it doesn't even have 2 coasters. Well, you know, we block sectioned it. Oh, 3 coasters. You know, it could probably actually run 3 coasters. Let's find out, shall we? So that one should drop, that one goes, that one goes. Because it's a 150-second long coaster. Does the climb most of that? No, that one goes, that one goes. It can actually run 3 coasters. There you go. Hop to it. I don't know. Will it make any money? I have no idea. It's got quite the prestige, though. I can tell you that much. Anyway, that met 2 of the objectives, so we need one that doesn't exceed 40 miles per hour and has a bunch of airtime. I should fill in these holes because it looks weird. I'll do that later. But we also need this ridiculous coaster here. And I need to cough and die in a dramatic fashion. Look at all this money we're making and I'm doing nothing. Well, let's start with the medium one. Doesn't exceed 40 miles per hour and needs 5 seconds of airtime, which means it's going to be real wiggly. And I don't want it to exceed 40. Really just like anything. Let's just take the equalizer. And we're just going to build it, like, I don't know. It's going to be a real janky looking roller coaster, so if I just put it here going that way. Alright, well we need to go up and we need to make sure it doesn't get enough speed from this little chain lift here. That it gets 60 miles an hour. So we're not going very tall and we're actually going to start the test just to see what kind of speed it gets here. That already goes over. Already goes over 40 miles an hour. So it obviously needs a chain lift there. And then drop. Here, what kind of speed do we get now? Goes very slightly over 40, but we can change that by just dropping the chain lift speed. Still goes very slightly over. That goes exactly 40, so because rounding errors, let's just drop that to like 7. It still goes exactly 40, so it is definitely rounding somewhere here. I like how it breaks the train when you change the chain lift speed. It's still going exactly 40. I don't want to have to fiddle with it getting over hills and stuff later, so I guess we'll just put it back to, put it back to 4 miles an hour. It still goes exactly 40. I don't understand how this works, but okay. That doesn't actually quite make that over. You still don't make it over that? Cursed friction? Stop that. It'll just do that forever if you let it. It's great. Oh, it does barely go over that. Does that actually even give it any airtime though? Probably, I don't know. Alright, well now we got a turn, so there's a way to get airtime while turning. Is it this? Pretty sure I just need to rotate them that way. Let's not go too crazy with the rotatos here. No. And then that, and then sure, flatten it, whatever. Don't flatten it yet. Now we can flatten it. That should give them airtime, even though they're technically not, it's not really airtime per se. Because the game is just using negative G's. Maybe it's only negative vertical G's? Oh, it is, see, it is doing vertical G's, okay. Then we'll get another chain lift going up here, and I think it was 2 and then 0 out. To keep it from hitting 40 or whatever, or above 40. And then we just duplicate what the other side did. Whoops. Which I don't remember what the other side did, to be honest. Was it 2 40s and then 0 and then down? No, keep going down. You're not done yet. Does it actually get over this, though? That might be too high. No, it gets over it. It was like a 45 and like a 33 and then down. What the heck does this even do? It definitely still makes that. Let's immediately 45 it, and then we're gonna make a real sharp turn here. Like a real sharp turn. It might actually be too sharp. Just connect that and see what the heck kind of stats we got going here. Got those ratings. Has 5.9 seconds of airtime. Does it exceed 40? Max speed 40. So if we click done, put an entrance, put an exit, connect the entrance. Does it do that objective? Everyone has been fixed. We got this weird thing with the coaster being right there again. Look, you guys can stare at the roller coaster you're about to ride. Isn't it beautiful? No, I don't actually want to connect those yet. Because we need to snake it. There we go. Snake it under the coaster in a reasonable manner. Alright. There we go. Silver completed. Now we have to go ahead and open that up, make it like, I don't know, 15. No, make it 14. Cheaper than the other one. That one only has one coaster on it, so you know what we should probably do is probably put some benches and stuff down so that people don't vomit everywhere in the fairly likely scenario in which they vomit everywhere. I don't know why I can't build that there. Probably can't build 2 there. Probably can't keep people from vomiting all over on this one if they do. Need some bins around. Why are there people stuck out here? How did you get out here? Hit by a coaster car. Oh. I guess at some point I launched a coaster car into the pathway there and murdered people. They're fine now, though. So how much money is this thing actually making running 3 trains? Almost nothing. Because that's too many trains. Well, here. Just drop it to 2, then. You have to actually run the test, though. There they go. How much is this making? I don't know. See, this isn't making much either. Although it just started, so its profit will go up. This one's been running for a while. But with only 2, there's quite the wait before the other train gets back. It's fairly likely it's just too long. But whatever. And yes, this is how you get airtime on roller coasters. You do wiggles, and then when you do turns, make sure you bank them, but bank them the other way. Normally, on a lot of coasters, you see me, there's some sweet green color down there. You see me, I got an achievement. You see me banking them, like, let's look at this one. You see me banking them into the corners. There's a corner here somewhere. This one's actually the opposite. Anyway, you know what I'm on about. Make sure the coaster is on the outside of the track. That causes negative G's, which it counts as airtime because it's the feeling of floating or whatever that occurs. Anyway, that thing's making loads of money. This thing's costs a fortune to run, so I don't know if it will ever actually make money, to be honest. Particularly since it's this far back in the park, it takes people a little bit to get here. The queue for this thing, though. This thing's popular. How many can it hold? Quite a few people, actually. Decent chunk of the queue can get on there. See, this was just not running at capacity. So that one's just going to cost me money forever. Not that it matters. Anyway. So what are we going to do about this? It needs a 100-meter drop, which means the fear is going to be extraordinarily high. Now, what it doesn't have is a distance requirement for this one. So we can try and build a really compact, exciting coaster somewhere. I'll probably just build it in like a corner of the park because my coasters tend to be a bit sprawling. We could just build it over here or something. But what kind of coaster do we want to do it with? We could do it with this one, but that one doesn't do drops very well. Coaster King is broken down. I mean, we could try Anubis. I don't know what Anubis does. Does it do drops? I don't know. I thought we had the one that let you hang. Maybe I'll do some more research and see what kind of coasters we get. In fact, I think I'll do that, so I'll be back.